So today we're talking about the origin of evil. Chris is here. We are Boys on Film. My name is Phil. How's it going, Chris?
All good. We've been watching a lot of films recently, so I'm, some good, some not so good. But, we've been watching a lot of films, haven't we? It's good. It's fun.
So the origin of evil is what we're talking about today. It's a drama. It's thriller elements.
Yeah, a dramatic thriller, let's call it that.
So it's written and directed by Sébastien Marnier. So it follows Stephane, who, after living in financial insecurity, decides to reach out to her very wealthy, estranged father. It's a great story, and it really twists. I think it's about an hour in when it really does twist. It's a 2-hour movie. But yeah, I was pretty gripped all the way through. It's a really good adventure, shall we say, because it involves a lot of very nasty people. I think pretty much all of the people in this film are nasty pieces of work.
Everybody's got an edge, haven't they? You just have to pay attention the whole way through. There's none of this, reaching for a cup of tea or letting the dog out or anything. You've got to watch it the whole time because you're going to miss something. And, I'd like something that keeps you on your toes that way, actually. I really enjoyed that. So, yeah, like secrets, lies, intrigue, identity. It's all there.
And I guess because it's subtitled as well, that's one of the other reasons why you can't kind of look away from the screen, because you will miss the dialogue. These people, I guess, the wealthy people especially, obviously, they're much to be desired, but they're actually not, because they're nasty people. So it's obviously money winning at the end of the day, isn't it? Money being the ultimate goal.
You feel quite involved in the film because of that thing about not knowing who's telling the truth or not. Basically, you don't realise that's a thing until halfway through, and then you realise, okay, I've got to pay attention to who's saying what, and who's telling the truth, and blah blah blah. You don't know. And it makes you feel like a character in the film because you can't trust anything anybody's saying, you can't trust what they're doing. You're invested as a viewer because you don't know the answers. We don't know any better from watching the film.
Don't trust any of those people. Yeah, or don't trust anyone ever in life generally.
No, I never do. Never have.
So Stephane is attempting to fit in with her father's family, very extravagant family. She becomes entangled in the suspicion and deceit that lurks within that appointed mansion by the sea. And this is a gorgeous mansion. I mean, the film is well shot. It's a place that I wanted to live in. I mean, God, I'd have to get a cleaner in because I wouldn't be able to clean one of those rooms, let alone all of them.
Oh, well, obviously, who do you think maintains this for me? Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, yeah, you're right. These people have got this really attractive-looking life, and Stephane's really at pains to say that's not the point. She actually just wants to connect with her father again, and there's some barriers put in her way by the other family members who are very suspicious of who she is. And yeah, the film's all about peeling those layers away, really, and finding out who she is and who they are, in fact, as well, and who everybody is. Yeah, I love that. I mean, I've got to say, I don't know the name of the actress who plays the mother, but she's camp as knickers, and God, that is a reason to watch this film for sure. I mean,
she's got one of those kind of, well, it's bright yellow and it's almost like a leopard skin coat, isn't it? It's not real. It's faux. It's quite camp.
Yeah, she's a very camp character, and there's just nothing wrong with that as far as we're concerned. So she's great. I think there's some great performances in it generally. I mean, I agree it's kind of quite well shot, but there's a sort of opacity to it. I felt like I was watching it kind of through some slightly muddy water, but maybe that was just my TV settings or my eyes or something. Maybe I'm glasses.
You've been on the gin again.
Maybe I'd be on the gin again. But but on the assumption that was deliberate, then that kind of helps with the kind of opacity of the plot and everything as well. So, yeah, I mean, what else has it got for us as an audience? I mean, it's got, so the camp mother, prison lesbians. I mean,
there's a really good shower scene, a very violent shower scene, which involves a headbutt, which actually made me lol. Although it shouldn't have done because nobody wants a headbutt, but it did actually.
In the shower.
Yeah, because it was like,
you are a sick man. You need help, Phil. You really need help.
Headbutting lesbians, brilliant. Bring it on.
Headbutting lesbians in showers, yeah. But yeah, I mean, look, it's a good watch because you have to watch it. You can't not watch it because if you take your eyes off the screen, you're going to miss something.
It's full of intrigue. There's some really weird moments though. I mean, there's a moment where the father walks into Stephane's room a couple of times. One when she's in the bath, which is very awkward. But before that, he walks in the middle of the night in his Y fronts. And he hasn't got anything else. It's like, what's going on here? This is
saggy Y fronts, yeah.
And she offers to give him a massage because his legs are tired. And that is real. I was thinking, where's this going?
That was a bit awkward, wasn't it? That, you know, massaging your ill father's legs when he's just wearing baggy Y fronts. That's not something I want to do particularly. Yeah, that was slightly awkward. But, you know, I like those little moments of awkwardness in this film because, you know, it starts to help you question what the hell's going on. You know, you're just like, well, why would you be doing that? You know, what's going on there?
Yeah, there's a lot we can't talk about because it's really hard to explain when you haven't seen the film. Don't want to spoil it for the people that haven't seen the film, but the plot does involve, well, obviously there's a lot of intrigue, there's a lot of mystery, but there's also deceit. And we can't say any more than that, I guess. But yeah, it does keep you guessing. That's
what it's so good at, actually, is keeping you guessing who's telling the truth, who's not telling the truth. You don't realize necessarily that it's a story about that, even until the questions start being asked. And then you're like, oh, okay, right. Now I've got to be thinking, you know, what's going on here? And like I say, it kind of drags you into it, I think, in that regard.
It's got one of those senses of humor that's very dark. Because it is a drama thriller, but there is comedy in there. I mean, I wouldn't say it's full out comedy because obviously it's leaning more towards the dramatic side, but that tongue is wedged firmly in cheek, shall we say.
Do you think that's just because it's French?
Oh, possibly. But I guess it's about how far people would go to get money, isn't it? And these people are just treading over each other and they're just awful.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, nobody in there is particularly likable at all.
Apart from the mother.
Well, apart from her. But I mean, she's obviously completely unhinged and, you know, like I say, camp heroin immediately. I wouldn't trust her as far as I could throw her either.
So star rating. I really enjoyed it. I'm going to go for your star rating first, though. What are you giving us?
You always do this to me, don't you?
I know. I like to be...
And then I can see you with your like notepad, like scribbling out whatever you'd written before, and then revising it to whatever I've said. I know how it works. I'm gonna say this is a very strong 4 for me.
Yeah, I'm going for 4 as well. I thought it was great.
Like firmly a 4.
Really enjoyed it, and also it doesn't rely on anything that we've seen before. I mean, I guess there are other films that are similar in style, but I think story-wise and the intrigue, I thought it was quite original.
I think, you know, there was a lot of Post-it notes died to make this film for sure, because you know that when they were writing it, they would have been in a big room and they'd have been putting like Post-it notes on the wall going, okay, well, this is going to happen. And you can just see, you know, those crime scenes you see in photos where there's like bits of string joining everything together. That's the plot to this film. So when they were making it, I'm sure that's how they were doing it. It was like, okay, this has got, you know, and it's a great watch. It's a really great watch.
Yeah, I second that. So it's The Origin of Evil. It's released in cinemas on the 29th of March. We give it a big thumbs up. Let us know if you're going to see it. And thank you very much, Chris. We'll do it all again soon. I did actually think this was going to be a horror just from the title alone, The Origin of Evil.
That's why I'm going to say that's not why, but that's not why. That's one reason it's not a 5 for me. It's like you read that title and you see the title cards and you see the description and stuff, and you're like, oh, okay, there's going to be some blood and guts and some, you know, whatever. And yes, okay, the lesbian prison fight scene in the showers isn't very nice to watch, but you know, it's not a horror film. And anything called The Origin of Evil kind of feels like it should be a horror film. So
yeah, but when you look at the poster, you realise it's not. I mean, it does show all of them sat there. It's like a family photo, isn't it? But well, family from hell, I guess.
You see, that's where the intrigue starts then, isn't it? Because, you know, you're being presented with this kind of picture perfect wealthy French family, and yet the film is called The Origin of Evil. So before I watched it, I was like, why is it called that? I've read what it says about it, and I've seen the poster, and it's like, why would you call something about The Origin of Evil then? The intrigue starts there, that's a good thing.
Yeah, say no more. So thank you very much for watching, everyone. Do let us know if you're going to see it, and leave a comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe. Back for more very soon.